Let me show you the file system. So in the C drive, I created a file system data view 1 and data view 2. Let me open data view 2. So as you can see that the same code I have done. So let me first run with data view 2. So as you can see that we are getting a response. Okay, I am going to remove date time custom parameter and save, and let me hit postman. As of now this is coming, but this is we have removed from data view, and I have hit, and the parameter is not coming date time. So as you can see that without deploying our changes, we are doing changes uh, on our data view, external data view. Okay, for example, this time we have changed message hello Sheikh Moinuddin, and let me save and let me hit again. So instead of message, it is coming hello Sheikh Moinuddin. So we are not deploying anything here. We basically changing our data view externally. This file read is basically responsible for reading the data view file from file system and stored as text, and we're forwarding our text data view file to dynamic evaluate. It will basically execute our data view file. Instead of read, we will have a database. Hello friends, welcome back to new video. So here I'm going to explain what is a dynamic evaluate component. So it is basically execute your data view script. So you might having confusion or question that why we need a dynamic evaluate component. Why? Because uh, at runtime we are selecting our data view. At runtime we are selecting a data view and we are executing a data view. So for that we need to use a dynamic evaluate component. So why we need to use that? Because execute data view script at runtime, any data view script, for example, there are multiple data view script you've stored in file system, and those script we need to execute based on some condition, so that we need to use a dynamic evaluate component. Another advantage, data view can be stored in the file system or retrieved from database. Yes, for example, we saved our data view script file in one of the database table based on the id, and based on the id, suppose if this id is coming, then we retrieve a data view script, and then this data view script need to be executed, then we will use a dynamic evaluate component. Or another advantage of using dynamic evaluate component is that dynamic mapping, or we can say the mapping we have done in the data view, that mapping we have stored in the external location, and in future any changes coming on that data view mapping, for example any field removing, or we are going to add a new field, so those changes we can do, and we no need to deploy your application again, because we are retrieving this data view at runtime and execute at runtime. So that's why this is the one of the example, this is one of the basically requirement, best requirement. That's why we are using dynamic evaluate component. Yes, so dynamic evaluate component, as you can see that we have a data view, any data view. The data view require a input payload, okay, because or data view can generate any payload, but our data view is generating a payload from basically it is generating a output from payload. So inside the data view we can use payload, variable, attributes, and custom parameter. So basically I'm going to explain you that I am going to write a data view and store it in the file system, and particular that file system I am going to write a data view where I'm going to define a payload, variable, and attributes. Those value I'm passing from my flows, and I'm also going to pass those custom parameter, and we will see that how those parameter play a role. So basically a special consideration on this code. So this is the code I am using in order to read a data view file, data view script. As you can see that my data view stored in the DW location, and based on one parameter from our side, the query parameter is DW. So based on this DW query parameter, I am going to retrieve those data view files from DW location. Once I got the file name and read URL, you know that read URL basically read the contained from specified location. What is the location we are providing? It basically read the. So this particular data view file is used to read an entire DW file as a text plane. Okay, I'm going to show you that. So that's why I highlighted that this the DW is used for basically retrieving a DW script file from my file system. Okay, so let me start project. So I'm going to create a new project. Um, Mule data weave dynamic evaluate dash one. As you can see that my project is created, and you might uh, you basically curious that what is our processor name we're going to use here. Let me show you. So ultimately this is the processor name we will be using under core component. You are able to see that this is the dynamic evaluate we will be using for our requirement. But before that, let me put HTTP listener. Okay, data we okay, and I'm let me store data view files, multiple data view files. So I'm going to create one folder here, dw. So I'm going to create a data view, multiple data view files. So data view dash one dot dwl. Okay, I'm going to save a script here. Basically, let me save script. Uh, Basically, I'm going to return hello world. Okay, this is the script I have saved in the data view under one. Let me create another data view file. Two. So here, hello Sheikh Mohammadin. Okay, so in data view file we have a hello world. In data view 2 we have hello Sheikh Minuddin. Okay, so let's first read data view file as a text plane. So here I'm going to create one variable file name, and file name value would be dw slash there's one basically query parameter is coming, attributes dot query parameter dot dw file name dot dwl. Okay, once my file name is ready, then I am going to read this file using read URL. So as you can see that I'm using class path because my data view file stored into resource folder, and the resources folder, that's why I'm using that. So this is basically this is a dollar, and the variable name basically I'm using in order to avoid plus plus operator. So as you can see that I need to make this a string, but I want to append a name here, file name here, that's why I'm using a dollar and the variable name. So it's basically avoiding to use a plus plus string. And what is a format? Text, plain, text plane. Okay, so let me deploy this code now. uh, Let me basically deploy this code and check whether I'm successfully able to retrieve a data view file or not. Okay, as you can see that it is deployed. Let me retrieve data view or not. So local host, what is the path? Let me copy that path, provided data view. and we provided one query parameter. So let me check what is the query parameter. DW file. Okay, and first time I'm going to pass this name. Let me check whether I'm able to retrieve a data view file or not. Yes, as you can see that data view is successfully retrieved. If I pass 2, then I am getting this one. So as till here we haven't used a dynamic evaluate component because our first job to retrieve a data view script. Okay, so I'm going to save in this data view script in the variable v script. Okay, it's saved in the script. So let me drag and drop dynamic evaluate component here. Okay. It require a expression, means basically a data view script expression as txt, or we can say string, or data view script as a string. And as you can see that I am not saving any target variable, so whatever response I'm going to get, that will be automatically converted to the payload. So let me open first. So as you can see that the application JSON is retrieved, and here application JSON also retrieved, but in case of data view 1 we will be getting hello world. In case of data view 2 we will be getting hello Sheikh Moinuddin. Okay, so let me check whether it is deployed or not. Yes, it is deployed. So first I'm going to send one. As you can see that we have not applied any till here. Once we got this response, so here we just retrieved the data view script, but now we have used dynamic evaluate, and basically this will be execute this particular data view as a script. So let me send request. As you can see that we got hello world in, and hello world basically stored in the here, and in case of 2 we are getting Sheikh Moinuddin. Okay, let me do some changes on those data views. So as you can see that means our data view script can use payload variable attribute and custom parameter. So custom parameter. Okay, so let me make some changes inside this data view. So I'm going to change payload, whatever payload it is there in both data view, so the payload will be returned. But in case of data view 2 we will be getting one more message message comma hello world. Okay, so as you can see that I'm using a plus plus. So before plus plus it should be object, after plus plus it should be object, then both is object, then the plus plus operator do job. So let me make to post, and I'm going to body raw and JSON. Okay, name Sheikh. Okay, and I'm going to select data view 2 here. Let me first select data view 1. What is the output? Output is hello world, because in data view 1 we haven't do any changes, but in case of data view 2 we have done changes. Because we have made changes, it should deploy our code, because as you can see that these data view script are saved into our this folder only. So let me deploy it. As you can see that it is deployed. Let me hit request for data view 2. We're getting message name Sheikh as we have sent, and under this data view 2 we are basically appending a message hello world. So as you can see that it is using payload. Let me do some more changes on data view 2 only. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to return I'm going to basically return age. not age, place. So place is coming from attribute dot query params dot place, and I'm going to also return on custom field name, name not name, place, time, date time, basically date and time. And as you can see that the same thing, this is the date and time I'm going to return. In case of data, actually those are changes I'm going to do in a data view 2, but still we have a kind of same thing in data view 1. So date and time, so date time. So let me make some changes on here. So I am going to create same parameter, name is date and time, and value would be now. Okay, so but in as you can see that we are basically retrieving both data view and both, so whether we are retrieving data view 1 or data view 2, but in case of data view 2, we are passing a date time, and that date time is basically using here. So as you can see that the payload attribute, let me create one variable here, for example variables, let me create one variable here. So I'm able to provide a variable information, v country. Okay, so value is INDIA, India, v country. Let me copy variable name. So okay, country, and this country is coming from where's dot v country. Okay, so as you can see that in dynamic data view we are using a payload. We have one constant value, the place is coming from query parameter, date and time coming from custom parameter, and the country is coming from variable. So let me deploy my application. Yes, it is deployed. So let me explain you. So basically we are retrieving a data view 1, and let me send request. As you can see that the name shake is coming, because for data view 1 we are simply retrieving a payload. In case of data view 2, we are retrieving data view 2, and the data view 2 basically using hello world, place from query parameter, date and time from custom parameter, and one variable from variable. So let me send a request. So as you can see that it is working and we're getting a response. You might basically seen that for every changes I am going to deploy my application, because when this particular runtime is running, and it basically create a jar file, and the jar file, as you can see that my data view is part of the project only. That's why I need to deploy again. But in case of external file location, means for example we have external location, at external location we don't need to basically uh, uh, deploy the project. So let's get created that example also. Yes, so I've created an example here where I basically stored all my data view externally, so that we will not need a restart. So this is basically the one of the advantage of using a dynamic evaluate. So let me show you. So basically I've used a file read operation. In the file read operation, as we have one dynamic parameter, query parameter, dw file name. So based on the dw file name, it would be the data view dash 1 or data view dash 2. Based on the file name, it will basically read the data view file. Once the data view file is read, we are stored in the data view file in the same variable, target variable, and the target variable we are defining here. So as you can see that, let me show you the file system. So in the C drive I created a file system, data view 1 and data view 2. Let me open data view 2. So as you can see that the same code I have done. So let me first run with data view 2. So as you can see that we are getting a response. Okay, I am going to remove date time custom parameter and save, and let me hit postman. As of now this is coming, but this is we have removed from data view, and I have hit, and the parameter is not coming date time. So as you can see that without deploying our changes, we are doing changes uh, on our data view, external data view. Okay, for example, this time we have changed message hello Sheikh Moinuddin, and let me save, and let me hit again. So instead of message, it is coming hello Sheikh Moinuddin. So we are not deploying anything here. We basically changing our data view externally. This file read is basically responsible for reading the data view file from file system and stored as text, and we're forwarding our text data view file to dynamic evaluate. It will basically execute our data view file. Instead of read, we will have a database select or any other processor which basically read a data view file from external location, and this dynamic evaluate is responsible for execute that data view script. So this is all about from my side. I am going to basically provide all information, this all information advantage of the code here in drive folder. You will get that code. So we will meet in our next video. Bye.